Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today, what I'm going to do is a full face off, another new category, whatever, business off, makeup revolution or revolution, and it's the XX revolution. Now, in my previous video, I spoke a lot about brands that I would never use or review on my channel, and Revolution Skincare was one of them. So I haven't bought any of the primers or anything like that. Not that I consider primer skincare, but I feel like my skin is slowly healing from whatever mess it was going through before. And I don't want to mess that up. So, and I know I can remove this makeup properly. So I have a few little bits from Revolution, not everything. Honestly, my trust for Revolution isn't very high, so I didn't want to spend a lot of money on everything, but we will go through what I have today. It's still a good amount. Just before we get into that today, if you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it is my goal here to help you become a pro yourself, or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please consider subscribing. Okay, let's just do it. So like I said before, I do have a preconceived kind of with Revolution, there's some of their things I like and some of them I don't. They're very hit or miss brand, and I don't understand why their textures and products are so inconsistent. That's it, I just don't understand. So it'll be great to see what makes this XX Revolution. Do you know what I mean? Like, is it better? My kind of like overall vibe from this is that it's meant to be like even bigger, even better. That's why you got 2 X's on it, not triple, because that would make it something else completely. Okay, so let's start with the eyebrow pencil first. Let's zoom on in. Hello. Okay, so we have the XX Brow Micro Brow Definer, and this is in the shade Soft Black, which is nice to hear soft, because usually when you get darker brow pencils, they are just pitch black. So it has a nice little spoolie or brow brush right on the end here. So I'm just going to use that. And this is going to sound really strange, but this is actually a really nice brush on the end there. Usually I find the ones that come with products are really cheap and they just kind of don't really do much, whereas I can actually feel this one kind of dragging the brow hairs a little bit. Oh wow, okay, so that's great. That's really soft. Feels really nice going through the brow. Now what I do need to bear in mind when I review brands such as Revolution is that they are drugstore. That's it. Now I should consider their price point. I like to leave the front of my brow here because they're already quite thick. So I just want to keep a little bit of definition in there, otherwise the rest of my eyebrow looks like a bit sluggy. This eyebrow is always a mess, so we'll see what we can do here. What's nice about this pencil is because it is so slim, I can kind of do like stroke by stroke, if that makes sense. Oh, by the way, guys, I forgot to mention, as always, I bought this with my own money. Now, for those who are going to ask, I don't fill in my brow scar because when I fill it in, it makes this brow, you'll see that it comes down slightly further than this brow, because where the eyebrow has been split, it comes further down. When I fill it in, it then makes this eyebrow look 100 times thicker. And also, I like my scar, so I'm not going to fit it in. So I did buy a clear brow gel as well. There were some options to have like a tinted one, but I just never seem to get on with tinted brow gel. So this is the Fix Brow Sculpt and Set Gel, and it looks just like this. Visually it's really nice, I like this, but I am noticing the tiny amount of product in the casing here. So I'm just going to brush that very gently so I don't interfere with the pencil, and I'm just going to put it over this, kind of set the brow. A really nice brush on it again. I do wish that was a little bit longer, it's touching my brow, but well, yeah, that's really nice. That's really nice. That adds a little bit of texture to a brow, which is beautiful. So I don't have an eye primer from Revolution, do I? I do not. So I'm going to use my usual Sigma eyeshadow base primer. I'm just going to whack it on quickly. So I just had to zoom out so you can see this because it's huge. This is an XX Extravaganza Shadow Palette. What? Okay. Anyway, so I believe there is 60 colors. It says extravaganza of color, extra shades, extra color, extra, an elaborate and spectacular palette for next level looks. Express your inner artistry. My XX artistry. Okay. I mean, it looks cool. It looks really good. You have like the bigger shades in the middle here. I'm not sure why particularly they've chosen these shades as bigger ones. This I get. The black I get. Not sure what the thinking was there. You know what? If I want to do a fair review of every palette, I'm going to have to use the same colours to see how they match up. You know what? Let's do like a purpley look on this eye, like a colourful one, and we'll do a neutral on this eye. So let's start. Oh, that's going to take forever. Okay. So let's try this kind of like bright pinky pastel tone. So let's start with this pinky kind of pastel tone just to get it going. It's interesting to see how pastels or like brighter colours like this work, because it's very difficult to perfect that kind of texture and colour. Yeah, I mean, it's on there. It's not patchy. It blends nicely. So far, so good. There hasn't been a product that I don't like yet. Let's carry on. Let's go for this purpley shade. We'll whack a halo eye out. Builds up well, and it's sitting on top of the other shadow nicely as well. That's my issue sometimes with some brands, is that it won't blend with other eyeshadows. Like, it kind of just makes like nasty texture and color. I am having a bit of an issue just here where that purple isn't sitting very well on top of that lighter shade, but that's fine. We can just pack that on there. Let me ask you guys a question, right? Because as I was saying earlier, my previous video that I filmed was like brands that I don't like, brands that I'll never review. And oh my God, did some people take it personally. Say if somebody says something negative about a brand that you really like, or say your favorite celebrity owns the brand or is a spokesperson for the brand, do you get really defensive about it? See, I'm just like, if somebody insults a celebrity that I like, I'm just like, you know what? I'll be like, this is a reason I like it, but I respect your opinion. And also, why use all my energy to defend that person when they don't even know I exist? So, then I'm going to take a very small shader brush and I'm going to dip into that black. Let's see what that's like. Okay, it kind of looks quite patchy now I'm looking at it. It's like these kind of like shadows look great when you pack the colour on, but when you want to blend it or like move any of the colour, it just looks shitty. And I can't get, you see this lighter patch here? Nothing is sitting on top of that. And when I blend it, like it goes on, but when I try and blend it out, there's just no way to blend it out. So I'm gonna have to leave it there like a patch of colour. Look, I'm gonna go over it, look. And that patch of colour just completely messes everything up. This black doesn't blend. I'm gonna take this blue shimmer. Let's use that on the middle. Oh, it's very wet. That's kind of, when I'm using my finger, it's kind of removing, can you see that patch just there? It's kind of removing what's underneath. This is a very patchy situation going on. Very patchy. The shadow's very creamy. I mean, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. Worse things have happened in general. But, oh fuck, that's a disinfectant wipe. Oh fuck. Oh no, I just Dettoled my face. Would it be really bad if I don't do the other eye? No, let's do neutral. Okay, let's go. I'll do the same. We'll kind of get a halo eye going and see if it's any better. I feel like neutrals are easier to make than heavily pigmented like colour, you know? I feel like every colour needs to be faded out by using another colour along the edge of it. Otherwise it just looks like a patchy. It looks like I've tried to put it on top of a wet base. It looks like, can you see, it looks like it's clinging to certain areas of the skin. Still a little bit patchy, still getting a little bit of like the inability to blend, you know? No. It's what I expect from Revolution eyeshadows, to be honest with you guys. If they do something nice that I like, it's a very, in terms of eyeshadows, very rare. Disappointing, but not a failure. I mean, this creamy shade is so patchy and so horrible. Again, it's that kind of cheaper eyeshadow that's really difficult to even move around the eye because it's just like, it just feels like chalk and the color doesn't build up. I don't see, why is this XXX whatever? Is it because the packaging is bigger? I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference. If you're going to put something at a higher price point, make it different to your other products. That doesn't seem worth it. So moving on to the face, I'll finish up with some lashes and liner afterwards. This is the Conceal XX Super Fix Concealer. Let's have a look. Now, I think I went way too light, but I thought, you know what? It's better to get a lighter concealer and then be able to blend it in. That's a very strange applicator, but you know, give it a go. Whoa. Goodness me. That is almost pure white on my face, and this is the shade CX02. Well, let's just concentrate on the texture, shall we? Yeah, maybe I'll just use this to highlight in the future. Okay, so it blends very far. A little bit goes a long way. How did I choose this color? How did I choose this? Wow, it really does spread. Jesus. Yeah, I would definitely recommend like just tapping that into place. Let's get some foundation on. I have the Liquid Skin Foundation Double Fix Foundation. Oh, it's very sticky just right out the box. I'm not sure. What happened there? Oh, that's disgusting. There's some kind of like liquid around the top here. Okay, so this is the shade FX8. So it looks quite dark on my hand, and then when it goes on my forehead it's really the wrong color. Okay, I need to go and wash this off. Okay, so I just put on my usual foundation because that foundation shade was so wrong. What I am going to do though, I'm just going to take a little bit more of that concealer, like the tiniest amount. See how that works out for us. That's fine to add like a slight bit of dimension to the face. What is this sticky? There's sticky stuff all around this. I'm gonna go ahead and chuck this out. Because it's doing some kind of leaking, some kind of fluid is coming out of it, like a clear sticky fluid. So that's gone. Okay, so two things that I've actually been kind of looking forward to trying out is the Overload and Indulgence, which are these two creamy blush palettes. So the Indulgence palette is more like these peachy kind of pinky tones, and I've swatched this one right here. And then we have the Overload, which looks more kind of like highlightery, so I'm going to use that to highlight, and I'll use the other one to add a bit of blush or something to the cheeks. And then what do I have after that? Then after that, all I've got is a powder, so we'll see how that goes. Now, if I've learned anything from these Revolution products, is not to use my finger to pat on top because it just breaks everything down that's underneath. I'm going to take this top shade here. That's the shade, oh, it doesn't say, 1. I'm just going to use my structure brush from the Sigma Jordan Liberty collection because it's artificial hair, so it's going to work a little bit better with cream. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, I really like that actually. That's really nice. It looks smooth. It looks wet. It looks slightly more metallic. It doesn't look glittery. The shade underneath I did swatch and it did look like you can see like individual glitter pigment. I really like that actually. That's really nice. All right, let's try something from the Indulgence palette as a blush. I'm thinking maybe this one. Oh, it's a bit glittery. We'll do a little bit like underneath here. They're not like incredibly pigmented in terms of color. In terms of highlight they are, but in terms of color you can't really go too wrong. So I'm just gonna use the smallest amount. Yeah, I quite like it. The skin is actually really, really nice. The foundation texture was nice as well. If it wasn't leaking like some greasy, sticky stuff, then it'll be fine. And if I had my color, maybe it also would be fine. I did also get, I'm keeping it in its box, the Quick Fix Translucent Pressed Powder. This came completely Shattered from Revolution. I bought direct from their website, and you can see as well it's still got a load of powder around it. It is very, very soft. It almost feels like silk. So I'm just going to use that down my T-zone and see how that looks. And this is just a translucent shade. I can't remember if there was colour or not. I love a powder that you can put over your highlight and it still shows a highlight through it. Powder smells a bit like onions, like pickled onions. That's a really nice powder. It's such a shame that I only got like less than half of it because that's the powder I would use often. I'm just gonna go back over my brows with some of the brow gel just to kind of unmattify them where all the products kind of got on top. So that is all the products I bought. I'm going to finish up with some liner and mascara and lashes, and then we will summarize. All right, guys, so I've put something different on my lips. I think I forgot to order something from them, to be fair. And I've put on some Ava lashes from Makeup Geek. They are my favorite lashes. So let's talk about this XX Revolution, whatever. To me, it's just another sub company of theirs. They have some already that isn't any different from their regular. The brow pencil was really nice. The brow gel was really nice. The concealer was really, really nice also. The foundation would be nice if it wasn't leaking and wasn't sticky and didn't have some strange oil coming out of a lid. The highlighty blush kind of things are really, really, really nice. Like even now, they're not kind of creamy or sticky to the touch. I put a bit of a powder, which is also really great on top. And it just looks like that nice shine. That's really, really nice. I really like that. The powder is beautiful, really soft. I would maybe wait till you can buy it in store when they open back up. I wouldn't want to risk it shattering on its way to you. The only thing that was really disappointing was the eyeshadows. Initially, the pigmentation goes on really, really well. It doesn't blend. You can't build products on top of it without it going patchy. I still have this kind of lighter patch here where I laid down my first transition shade. I don't like the eyeshadow palette at all, and they've priced it up quite a bit considering they sell these big eyeshadow palettes with like loads of colours in. What is happening to this eyelash? Considering they sell eyeshadow palettes with loads of colours in that are cheaper, and then to sell something where the eyeshadow to me isn't different, and I've tried their eyeshadows, I have loads of their palettes. It doesn't seem different in any way, apart from there's some creamier ones in there that actually sit really terribly on top of the powders and on top of the eye, so I'm not really sure why that was a thing. Their colour book eyeshadow palettes are really, really good, and they have all different shades. They have like a book of each shade, if that makes sense, and they're really nice. I would sooner go for them than this. That was that. Let me know if you have any of this brand below. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know how you're feeling. Yeah, it'll be very interesting to find out. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to consider subscribing if you like this video. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you very soon.